Hello, Gaudi class. Our science topic for this half term is plants. And we are going to be scientists. So the first part of our theme on Vincent van Gogh, we're going to be investigating plants, looking at the sunflower painting that Vincent van Gogh painted. We are going to be planting, growing, measuring, and closely investigating. But before we start, there's a cold task to do. And now this is where I'm going to become really mean and nasty. You have got to do this cold task on your own. No adult, no books, no internet, nothing. We need to see what you know before we start. So please, if you can't do any of these questions, that's absolutely fine. You know what a cold task is. You've done them at school. Do you remember that cold task where I asked you what a biome was and you all went, ah, but later on we knew what a biome was. So this is about finding out what you know before you start. And if you go and look up all the answers or you turn to an adult and go, can you just tell me? Then we think that you know more than you already do and we make the lessons different. So we need honesty, okay? What you already know. So there are 5 questions and I'm going to read every single one of them to you, and you just need to record them on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper and then put that onto tapestry. I'm not going to go through the answers with you. So the first question is, can you name 3 things that plants need to help them grow well? 3 things that plants need to help them grow well. All you need to do is write 1, 2, 3 and the answers. If you need more time, pause the video and come back when you've written your answer. So 3 things that plants need to grow well. Question 2, what do you think this is? Yeah? What do you think that is? Looks like a bat, or what do you think that is? So just write what you think it is. Don't need to copy the question. Again, if you need more time, pause the video. Okay. Number 3, what is absorbed through the roots of a plant? So what do plants absorb, take in through their roots? Okay. And again, if you need more time, just pause the video. Question 4, and you are going to need to pause the video because you are going to need more time than I'm going to give you. Draw one way a plant disperses seeds. And I cannot tell you what disperses means because that's one of the words we need to learn in year 2. So if you know it already, fantastic. If you don't know it, please don't look it up. Please don't ask an adult for help. Just leave the question out if you don't know. So question 4, can you draw one way that a plant disperses seeds? And if you put a picture on tapestry, that's just 5 empty questions. It's fab. Not a problem at all. It just means you've got a lot to learn this half term. And that's brilliant because that's my job, to teach you. So if you know it all already, it's going to be very boring for us both. Question 5, can you draw and label a plant? And the labelling is the important part. So again, you're going to need to pause the video, draw and label your plant. Okay, so those are the questions that we are going to be looking at. And by the end of this half term, you'll all be able to do those pretty well. So what we've already looked at plants in year 1. You do it when you do Jack and the Beanstalk. I don't know, my brain went. And you grow your bean plants. So what we're going to do is we're going to step up our game. We're going to learn a little bit more. So we're going to become super scientists, be able to use lots of technical terms, and we're going to be able to investigate, explore with detective-like skills. To start off, we're going to just jog our memory and recap some of the year 1 vocabulary and maybe learn some new vocabulary. So we're going to have a look at 2 types of trees. There are evergreen trees, and I hope you can remember. They do exactly what their name says. So they're trees that never lose their leaves. So fir trees, trees that people use for Christmas trees, are evergreen. They're always, always green, as long as they haven't been cut down, because then they're dead and they go brown. And deciduous, which is a pretty difficult word to say, deciduous, which is a tree that sheds its leaves every year. And we're going to have a look in a moment at what a deciduous tree looks like throughout the year. Trees are types of plants. So a plant is a living thing that absorbs water, makes its own food, and grows. So these are deciduous trees. So in winter, which is where we are now, a deciduous tree is pretty bare. You've just got the branches. When spring comes along, it will start to blossom. And then as summer approaches, it'll have leaves, green leaves, and it'll start to have fruit as well. So the blossom turns to turn into fruit and flowers. Then in the autumn, a deciduous tree starts to lose its leaves. They go brown and orange, beautiful colours, and they fall off the trees in the wind, and you might go skipping in the leaves and they're crunchy. And then the year goes round and we come back to winter, where all the leaves have fallen off the tree and the tree is bare again. We don't have 2 winters, it's just that we start at winter, we go along and we go back to winter. Okay. So seeds are used to grow new plants. So one of the questions I asked you about was seed dispersal. So how do plants disperse their seeds? So how do they grow new plants? There's the flower, which is a part of the plant which is usually pretty and colourful, and the seeds are in there. So in a sunflower plant especially, all the seeds are inside. They're the black bits inside the yellow flower, and they're the seeds. And then the roots, which is the part of the plant that takes in the water and the nutrients, the food that the plant needs to live. So it doesn't eat bread and sandwiches and cake. It takes food from the ground. It takes vitamins and minerals from the ground up through the roots and into the plant to help keep it healthy. So those are the words that you should have learnt in year 1, but it has been a while. So just to jog your memory, and we're going to be using those words to help us with our science moving forward. So I look forward to seeing you for the next lesson.